Game modes like Golden Gun and other future arcade modes are important for the game as a whole, how they help the community, and also it can be extremely beneficial to you personally if you're trying to improve at the game overall. So if you're trying to find ways to improve in Rainbow Six Siege, stay tuned. What's up? I'm Hootie from Level Up Gaming, where we help you take your game to the next level. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out. So what is Golden Gun? Golden Gun harkens back to 007 GoldenEye on the N64. I definitely want to know if you guys played GoldenEye on the N64, so definitely head down to the comments and let me know. Basically, in Rainbow Six Siege, everybody on each team gets a D50 with one in the chamber. After each shot, you have to reload. There's no drone phase, there's no prep phase. You're instantly put into the game once everybody's selected an operator. And there's also a high level of destruction done by the Deagle. So you can one-shot a door and remove the barricade. The goal is to kill the other enemy team or to capture the objective. Essentially, you run around one-shotting the other team. It's a lot of fun. It seems very basic and very simple, but it is a blast. And the ragdoll physics are hilarious. But why are these game modes important? I think these game modes are super important to the lifespan and the health of this game, but most people don't really realize it, or maybe they just don't think about it. Arcade game modes breathe life into a game. Look at games like Counter-Strike, where you have deathmatch servers. Now you have a battle royale. You have all these other game modes that people can go play, that casual players can go enjoy, that isn't the ranked queue. The ranked game mode is still the main game mode, and it is still probably the most fun you can have in the game, or at least that's my opinion. But it is stressful. There are casual players that don't have friends that play the game, that don't want to go play that all the time. They just want to log in, they want to have some fun, they don't want to be stressed out, they want to play for 10, 15 minutes, and they want to be done. And they don't want that to be T-Hunt. T-Hunt's great and all, or they don't want it to be casual or unranked because they want something different. They don't want to play the same game mode with less stress. They want to do something slightly different. This also comes with the idea of new features testing, right? So Ubisoft, however you want to pronounce it, can test new features in these arcade game modes, such as new secondary gadgets, for instance, and not affect the main game mode, which can be huge in my opinion. The other thing is extreme change testing. So for instance, in Golden Gun, there was a high level of destruction in that Deagle shot that you got. You could shoot a pretty decent sized hole in the wall and you could destroy a door in one shot. And now Ubisoft has talked about how they want to give the DMRs, the single shot rifles, higher levels of destruction to make them more popular and more used. Now, what if they were applying those higher level of destruction models that they've created for the DMRs to the Deagle to see how it plays out in the community? And that's really what they're doing here, is they were testing that higher level of destruction. I don't think that's out of the picture, and I think that's a great way to do it, honestly. It'll allow them to get a lot of players online to test a new feature, and they don't have to worry about it being insanely overpowered or broken when they introduce it into the game, hopefully. But also, these game modes, these arcade game modes, lower the overall barrier of entry for the casual player, just in general. Speaking of which, if you're new or just trying to improve at Rainbow Six Siege, check out my Rainbow Six Siege playlist that I linked in the card in the top right-hand corner of the screen. But the casual player, like I said earlier, just wants to jump in sometimes, just wants to play random fun games. And I know me personally, if I'm not looking to play ranked and I just want to have fun, most of the time I'm going to go play a different FPS because I don't want to play T-Hunt or casual. That's not really fun to me. I want to do something different. I want to play Golden Gun. I want to play Deathmatch. I want to do something like that. So the idea that they're going to be introducing these game modes into Rainbow Six Siege really will allow casual players that aren't in ranked yet or don't want to play ranked without their friends, or, you know, are really having a bad time solo queuing, which isn't out of the question here, I don't think, to go in and have fun and do something different. It keeps the community alive and thriving. It also creates opportunities for people to create content out in the world around these different game modes and bring even more people into the game. Let's be real though, T-Hunt is boring. So giving players the opportunity to play a different game mode is really big. Now, I know that the Golden Gun event was just an event and it's probably gone at the time of posting this video, but I wouldn't be surprised if they bring that one back and bring other game modes back more permanently in the future. But the larger growth that you get from these game modes doesn't just help the casual player base, because the casual player base and that size has a direct impact on the pro league scene. The more casual players you bring in, the more players that eventually end up attempting to go into the competitive scene, and the more money you bring in, especially since a lot of the tournaments and events end up being crowdfunded, like the Invitational. So that's also going to bring more money into the game and allow the developers to create more features in the future. And lastly, this game mode can really help you improve. It really will help you practice your skills in a way that isn't just T-Hunt. Being able to run around in a potential deathmatch arcade game mode will be huge for practicing your aim directly in the game. That way you don't have to go buy a different game or use a different, simulator or whatever to practice your aim. You can do it directly in the game in a mode that's not just T-Hunt. It also helps you increase your map knowledge. Running around with real players really gives you the opportunity to understand where people are probably going to peek you from versus bots. It's just a better experience overall. And going back to aim, a big one is that you're going to be practicing your aim against real players instead of bots and T-Hunt. What this does for you is it allows you to practice aiming at real angles that players are going to be peeking you from and real player movement. The bots don't typically crouch lean spam, but real players will. So that gives you something to actually practice against. And last but not least, it's a big deal for warm up. I don't know about you. I like to warm up before I play. I really hate warming up in T-Hunt or in casuals. It's just not the same. I want a deathmatch. I want to be able to run around, respawn, die, run around with an R4C and just kill whoever. If there's 10 ashes in the game running around, just fragging each other, that's fun to me because it allows me to warm up, practice my aim, and get ready to go. Overall though, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm really excited about all the new arcade game modes and the Golden Gun game modes, and I'm really excited to keep making content for this game. Make sure you hit that sub button, hit that little bell so you get a notification when I post a new video, and drop a like on this video if you really enjoyed it. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later.